Live. What's going on, T-Shirt Millionaires? I'm Charles Smith III, the host of the T-Shirt Millionaires live show. And today we have a special guest. This is my guy. Y'all already know who it is. It's Stan Bates from T-Shirt Side Hustle. And today we're going to have somewhat of a different conversation. We're going to talk about growth. We're going to talk about expansion. We're going to talk about transition and how to move on to that next phase in your business, your ideas, and really your purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and Stan, we talk a lot behind the scenes. And so there's a lot of things that he's doing right now to expand, and we're going to grow. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hit this intro video. We're going to be right back to have a great conversation with Stan from T-Shirt Side Hustle. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. All right, what's going on, T-Shirt Millionaires? I'm Charles Smith III. Stan, what's going on, my guy? What's going on, family? How you doing, bro?
Not much, man. It's great, man. I'm living. Can't complain at all, man.
Absolutely, man. First off, bro, I like that shirt you got, man. They look like Astro vibes, man. I like that, bro. What's
Yeah.
Print Hustlers, man?
So it's actually a conference, man. It's a conference that inspired what I'm doing right now. With my next, one of my next things is put on by Bruce, who started Printavo. He actually
Mm-hmm.
just sold his business. He puts on a conference every year for screen printers.
Yeah.
So I attended it this past year, and yeah, man, it really inspired me. Some things that I already had in my mind that I wanted to do, and I sat down with him. And he gave me some gems on how to get it done. So that's it, man. Print hustlers. That's all of us, man. Whether
That's
you
hard,
print for
man.
your brand or shop, don't matter.
Right. So I mean, off topic a little bit, but so I'm familiar with Printavo. So he sold his whole company?
Well, he got invested into kind of somewhat. So
Yep.
they bought it, but he's still involved.
Okay, got it.
So
Understood.
the company actually bought two different platforms. And
Yep.
what people actually hope is that they make a baby and they build it because they have good management, shop management, and
Right.
Inksoft actually had very very good like front end, so you can people can go to your website and order and all of that stuff. So people are
Ah,
hoping that they merge the two, the back end with the front end, and they
yeah.
have like the perfect baby is what we hope happens.
Okay. All right. No, that's fire, bro. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Like what's new? What's new in your world, bro?
Yeah, man. So I guess to start off, man, right here with Print Hustlers, that like I said, it inspired me to do something and bring something back to the community, more of the home-based business before you get to your larger shops and whether you screen printing or not. So I wanted to put on something that we end up calling Made the Hustle. All
Uh-huh.
right. So Made the Hustle is June 25th and 26th in Texas at the Made Lab, where myself, Rich from Hustle Ninjas, and my man A Dub will be bringing people together in the community, doing some teaching, putting everybody from across the internet into one room, learning hands-on lectures. We're gonna have some other guest speakers in there as well. Bunch of sponsors, company sponsors that are here for the community and they want to invest in the people. We scholarshiping people. So each sponsor that sponsors the event is also going to be scholarshiping people where their ticket will be covered. They just have to get there and obviously put themselves up for the weekend. It's a 2-day event, man, and I'm excited about it because there's nothing like that for us. You know what I'm saying? And in Long Beach at the Impressions Expo, we had a happy hour sponsored by Bella Canvas. It was awesome, man. It was a great event. So I'm just trying to build on that and just keep building so that people out here can be inspired, actually put things together in the community, network with each other, actually put some faces to the profile pictures or the screens or the logos that we always interact with. So that's one of the things that I'm really really excited about because, like I said, it's not been done for the home-based business community. Even like getting into it, I had to push the date back because things weren't going kind of the way that I wanted them to go. So yeah.
That's dope, bro. And like, I remember you had, the happy hour, and I saw the pictures and the video and clips that you put up about it. And it seemed like it was dope, man. Like what really inspired, this? Like what made you be like, all right. I mean, I know you mentioned there's, that's not really happening in the space. There's no opportunities
Mhm.
like it, but how that kind of like really spark off for you?
Because, man, as an influencer now in this space, and being a print shop person and going out and traveling. So I started to travel to all these Impressions Expos all over Texas, Long Beach, California, Atlantic City. I've been to other ones, the Meadowlands, New Jersey, a lot of different places. And, you know, I thought back to 2012, 2011, when I first started attending these shows. You would go to the show, you would leave the show and go home, right? Like, or I would drive home, drive back and forth, or you get a hotel room, you would get some food, but it was nowhere for us to actually, you know, once the show is over, what do you have to do in Atlantic City, New Jersey? Absolutely nothing. If you're in Texas, there's nothing to do, especially if you traveled in. So where my mind went was like, man, you know, every year Ryonet or now Rock, they're throwing some type of event for screen printers. You know what I'm saying? Or companies are having different events that you can go and attend, but it's more like the M&Rs, the bigger companies, but there was nothing catering towards the people who were actually showing up and being there. You know, you go to these events, it's a lot of corporate company people all there mingling. And I kind of felt out of place. You know, I can go, my roots are in screen printing. So I started out screen printing. So I can have conversations, but to look around and then feel out of place in this area, now it's like, oh, well, what about the other people? As I'm traveling to these events, telling people to come meet me there, you know, they have nothing to do. And people are willing to travel to come to Long Beach, California for the first time from, you know, Virginia, from, you know, Northern Cal, wherever they're coming from, they flying in. And outside of walking the show, there was nothing for us to do. So that's where the inspiration came from. And actually, I met Chris Blakesley from Bella Canvas, who's the president of Bella Canvas, at the Print Hustlers. I'm talking to him in the hallway, and I told him my idea, and he said, yo, we would love to support it. So that's where the whole entire happy hour came from, you know, and it was just like a little tester event to see how people came out, how people traveled to this event. And like I said, we wanted to build on it from there.
Right. No, that's fire, bro. That's cool. I mean, you saw as an attendee, you saw a need, you saw something that, you know, can add value, and you know, you choosing to create it on your own. So you know, tell the people again, what's the name of the event that we got going on?
Made the Hustle. It's
Made
myself, Rich from Hustle Ninjas,
right.
A-Dub from A-Dub Productions, my man Alan Wade, June 25th and 26th, 2022 in Fort Worth, Texas at the Made Labs.
Okay, so why y'all is the Made Labs, is that a reason why you chose Fort Worth?
Yeah, because Made Lab is a learning and testing environment for the industry. So I wanted to go ahead and you know, I wanted to fast track it, right? Like the happy hour happened like this. You know, I put it out into the world, and the next thing you know, we was at Long Beach and we had a great event at Bobo there. And so, you know, always looking for people. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. So, you know, they help with Print Hustlers. So I reached out and we, you know, I talked to them, and it was like, you know, hey, we got the Made Lab. They got all of the late state of the art equipment in there already. Everything's right there. So people can come out and they can get hands-on experience with some of the biggest industry equipment. And, you know, like, you don't know what's possible until you actually see it operating and stuff like that. So we want to kind of like put people in an environment. Like I could have had, you know, an event here at my store, but to have access to all of that equipment in one place and be able to go around and do hands-on with this machinery and stuff like that, I really want to spark the mind of somebody that, you know, a guy came up to me at Print Hustlers and said, you know, hey, you know, 2 years ago, I didn't know nothing about printing, but watching some of the other content creators, man, I did $540,000 in my print shop. And then he goes and proceeds to show me his receipts on it. I'm like, bro, you ain't got to show me your receipt. Here's $270,000 in retail. And I'm like, geez. But the access to the information is kind of what sparks that. So I want to show people what's possible. They got a ready-made setup there. So we're going to start it off there. We may move it around, see how it goes. I definitely want to have it every year. I want to switch the themes up, possibly do like a brand one next year, get you out there, get some other people out there to speak and put some people in the room, man, and really inspire people.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. So with all the speakers and everybody that you got coming, you know, what's going to be the layout? Y'all going to have talks? Y'all going to have demonstration? Like, you know, what's kind of going to be like the agenda?
So day one is kind of lectures. Going to get a tour. You're going to get some lectures. And then day two will be hands-on, like round robin circuits of screen printing, of embroidery, of heat pressing. So it'll be kind of like a round robin where you go through all these circuits. We got some companies who sponsor, who will also be doing some presentations and speaking, and just trying to give everybody ample amount of time to get some hands-on, as well as, you know, hear from some of the people that they hear from across the internet all the time, but have some structure around it.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, nah, man, everybody watching, y'all need to make sure y'all catch that. This it's rare that you can get an opportunity where, you get these influencers all in the same industry, that provide value, and then you got the opportunity to meet them in person. So, make sure y'all tap in. Bro, where can they find sign up and all that? Like where they
Yep.
get that information?
So that's Made, MADE, the number 2, and then hustle.live. So all of the information is on that website, made to hustle.live. You guys can go there. You guys can read up on everything about the event, all of that stuff. You can buy your tickets right there. We're adding sponsors. We should have everybody in by Wednesday. Right now, we have Total Ink Solutions already on board to be the screen printing ink sponsor. We got Supercolor. We got Stalls. We got a bunch of companies willing to invest into the community and people's education and just getting the information out. So that's the kind of like the thing that excites me the most. I always had this philosophy that, anybody can come party with me on T-shirt size. It didn't matter. I'm not getting into the company beast and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? If you want to be a part of what we got going on, and you're welcome. And to have companies jump on board to an event that's really no ROI, right? That's what I seen at Print Hustlers. Bella Canvas, here they are, the title sponsor at this event. And, everybody's already using the product, but they're willing to invest back into the community, into the education piece of it, which was really, really important. So that's what I'm most excited about.
That's fire, fam. That's fire. Good work, bro. So yeah, I put made to hustle.live. It's on the screen. Y'all make
Yep.
sure y'all tapping in that. And then also, bro, I know that you got a lot of transition, a lot of new things that you're doing. You spoke about your content and how you're gonna present it and offer opportunities. So, let people know kind of like what you got going on that side.
No doubt, man. So crossing 100,000 subscribers the other day. As it got
First off,
closer,
bro,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Big salute, man.
No doubt,
That's
no
a big
doubt.
feat. I know you've been at this for a long time. I think I looked back a while back. I just because it gives you opportunity to, look at like you could filter on newest added and like oldest added. And so, I saw where you started, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like you had videos like in an office and stuff back then, but man, that's the definition of just persistence. And I think the thing for you, I don't really think that you can let me know, but I don't know if it's always been about numbers for you. It's just really about doing the work, adding the value every day, and the numbers came. But I just want to give you a big congrats on that, fam.
No doubt, man. I appreciate it. I mean, definitely, man. You think back to, why I got this whole thing started, man, flat out, 250, 500, 1,000 bucks a month will make your life a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Them bills will hit less. I remember when, I had to get Pampers, getting phone calls from Pampers, got to figure out where it's going to come from. But I always had shirts. So as I looked around and I got that first job, I knew that was like, yo, wait a minute, man. Like, how can you survive off of $10 an hour? Here I am with a college degree. So that's where this whole thing for myself came together, right? And as I got bigger and bigger and bigger, like I never was a person to follow the numbers. I just put the videos out. I ain't going back to see how many views they got. I checked the comments and all of that stuff. So it's definitely been a long time coming. And my only goal was to get to 1,000 subscribers, just to keep it 100. And that was really so I could go live on a cell phone, because back then you couldn't go live on your cell phone until you had 1,000 subscribers. But I think over time you transition and hey, what's the next big goal? 100,000 was every YouTuber's, pretty much after monetization is to get that plaque, right? So I put it out there, kind of like, okay, 100,000 people, I want to help 100,000 people, right? So as I got closer, it's like, man, it's like goals can cripple you a little bit too at the same time, because you get them and now you look around like, now what? What do I do now? Say I want to get to 1 million. I want to get to 200,000. What is it now? And for me, it's always about impact, man. And how can I impact more people? What can I do now? And you caught something where I was rapping the other day on my live, and it'd be serious, but I'd be playing. But I said like, hey man, I can't really bring myself back to doing tutorials on vinyl, right? Yeah. One of the reasons because I'm no longer here present at the store to be able to do that type of work anymore, because I'm traveling and trying to go bring the information back. However, as you make that transition into like this information, is like, this information isn't going to get me more views. It's not going to get me, the deeper I go into the information, the more expensive the equipment gets, the audience for it dwindles down. So I'm looking at it, and people, I'm getting coaching, I'm getting like consultations from people, and they're like, hey, you got to go do this. And I'm like, but I don't want to do that, right? Like, I don't want to, like, my old videos, they timeless, they evergreen. So to go back for me was just like, that's just not where my heart is. I know it'd get me more views, but that wasn't why I started. I'm trying to make a decision on how I can provide more impact, which led me to, hitting up LaRussell, connecting with LaRussell, going out to Vallejo, California, and connecting. And I think I stumbled upon what is the legacy of what Nipsey started, in my opinion, with what he's currently doing, right? And so one of the things that I haven't been able to do is to re-release my books. I wrote books years ago, and I get messages, probably like 10, 20 messages a week about my books, comments, whatever the case is. But I never felt comfortable putting the book back out. I never really felt comfortable putting it out. I released a $100 book, and once it sold out, I never released it again. And I always asked myself, why not? And it was because I didn't feel comfortable charging $100 for the book, right? And it's crazy because if I say that, you probably think that it was over, like it's too high. $100 book, way too high. For myself, it was that it wasn't too high, but it wasn't too low either. It was that this was my life's work. This is my blueprint on what I've done over the years to make myself successful with different brands or how to price my stuff. And I didn't know how to put a price on it. So taking that concept and going into it's not free. My work isn't free, but it is priceless. So I'm gonna let people pay the value, whatever they think is worth to them, in order to attain it.
That's an amazing business model, man. And I think that, doing that way is great. I think it opens it up for, a wider demographic. And like you said, it's a way for them to put value on it. And, it's how they see it and how they value it. But, you're still getting, honored for, the work that you do. So I think that's great, fam. What platforms you're going to be putting this stuff on in your books on?
So I'm going back to Shopify. I just talked to you briefly about redesigning a website where, everything can be done ebook right there, or you can get a physical copy of it. So I'm going to put it right back on the internet. You can download it. You can, however you want to operate, whatever way you want to receive it, you can get it. And to add into that, bro, this was like really a life-changing decision. So I tell people all the time, like, being a YouTuber is a charity case, right? Mm-hmm. Like, to be an affiliate marketer, to go out and, we get caught up in some things, especially with growth. We're like, man, people question why you do what you do, right? And, I had to think long and hard the other day. And, bro, I only been paid to do 2 videos my whole entire career. Like, I only been flat out paid money for 2 videos. And that shout out to Rich from Hustle Ninjas, because he plugged me in with it. But it was 2 videos that I did for Alibaba. Every other dollar that I made never was in exchange for a video. It always came after the fact of me putting the information out and putting it out into the world. And then somewhere along the line, I don't know, I didn't make money for 3 years doing this, but somewhere along the line, it all started to come back to me. And people always question, why are you doing it? Oh, you saying this because you're making money. Oh, you doing this. I had to really sit there and think long and hard, like, man, if y'all really knew what goes into the work that I do behind the scenes and, how I'm moving about and, different ways that things that I'm doing that I'm investing into, not even knowing what's going to come on the back end. You know what I mean? It was one of those things that I had to wrap my mind around what it was that I was actually doing. So, I talked to my team and my girl, and I'm sitting here like, some people like, that's not a good idea, man. How you this way, that way? I'm like, listen, I ain't making no money off the books anyway, because I'm not putting them out, because it kind of was holding me back. So it was really a big decision. And after talking to LaRussell and stuff like that, I really had to wrap my mind around what it was. And then I went a step further. So we talked maybe a week and a half ago. Then I went back and I said, man, it's something. I didn't want to schedule it right away. We talked about it a week ago, like I said, and I waited because I wanted to also figure out how I can allow people from the community to make money as well. So, I'm going to open up a affiliate portal. So not only do people get to pay what they want, but as you send the book out, or you share it, you can then potentially earn income as well from that. So I want to really split it up, break up the pie, and give it out to everybody who's been a part of my journey, because without the audience, without these people being a part of this community over the years, man, I wouldn't be here, in all honesty.
Absolutely, man. It's all about the people, bro. No, that's fire, family. I love it all the way around. Couple things, to piggyback on that, you're talking about growth, you're talking about transition, you're talking about doing something different. How I mean, I know that you said, you've been doing, like you said, the tutorial game, you've been in that space, and it's like it's time to do something new. How does that feel to you to transition? And was that a difficult thing? Because that's something that you and I we kind of spoke about, what I'm saying? We had conversations about because I had been feeling some of those same sentiments. But when it happened to you, did you kind of feel confused? Did you feel like, am I doing the right or the wrong thing? Like, talk to me about just like evolution.
Yeah, man. So two things, man. When we talked, I said you got to pass the rock, man. And I've always been willing to pass the rock. And I think that's a huge part of why the platform has become what it's become, right? Because I never looked at it as my own, man. The second that I see somebody doing something great, I would go out of my way to go and share it with them that they doing something great and try to inspire them to keep going and to try to give my audience some of that, like send some of my audience over there for the people who it applies to. So for me, it's kind of a natural thing, right? So pass the rock, and a guy, my man Swindo from Fractals, guy who made his own screen print machine, like from scratch. He told me the other day, he said, man, sometimes you got to replant the flower. You got to replant the pot, right? And when you go and you replant, people are afraid because when you put in that new soil, you get the bigger pot, you could die or you could grow. You never know what it's going to be. And for myself, is I always say I reserve the right to change my mind. Tomorrow I might go want to do something else. You understand what I'm saying? So think with that in my mind, it's like I've never been afraid to go do something. I'll figure out how to make money. It might take me another 3 years to get back, but I will always figure out how to make money, or I'll do what's necessary until I figure out what it is. But I was always a person who moved on passion and energy and things that made me feel right. So it is uncomfortable, man. And I've been looking at the platform, probably trying to figure it out for the last 6 to 8 months, trying to put people around me to better what I'm doing, to kind of like build the infrastructure. Because I've gotten here literally by myself up to this point. And now I need people in order to grow. I know how much money I can make. I could probably make more money by myself, but to put people around me so that we can really provide more impact, things are really getting done. You always got to, where's your attention at? So it wasn't like a hard decision, but what it was like, man, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right way to go? At the end of the day, I've stepped away from a lot. I built this store out, over $50,000 that I put into this store. I haven't really been in it at all. Hasn't been open. You know what I mean? So I got my first job posting in Indeed. I did my first interview the other day. And these are all things that nobody talks about in entrepreneurship. I mean, you see what's going on the internet, right? Because you're in the space. But this stuff is not sexy behind the scenes and getting it going. Now, like you start to run yourself into new problems. And I want to talk about those problems, but I have to build it so that I can experience it, so that I can come back and share it with the community. So it's not like I'm stepping out to do something new, but it is something new in the same time, because like I said, to be an influencer, to be in this space and creating content and not going after views, it becomes kind of less value, because ultimately the views and the attention is what the currency is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, nah, bro. I mean, I think that's big, and it's something to be said when you follow like your North Star, and you kind of put the money on the back burner, and really just like trust the process to say, look, I know that it'll be able to work out. And I think that's something that a lot of people should really do. Like anybody listening to this right now, you may be in a situation right now where you're doing something, it's your breadwinner, it's your bread and butter things, but you may have this other thing in your heart. It's like, man, go over here. Trust your heart, follow that intuition, because at the end of the day, that's not ringing on the inside of you for no reason. So I think that's fire, bro. And then tell me about LaRussell. Like it's funny because we had the conversation, and at that time I hadn't I heard about him. And I'll go through the story in a minute, but you ended up mentioning him, and you mentioned something, and I was like, I feel like I heard his name. So as we talking, I'm on the dang computer and I type it in, And I'm like, bro, that's the dude that was on the back of the truck. He talking about my need transmission, some grinding. I was like, okay, I know the cat. So since then, I connected the two. And I was like, I like Buddy. You know what I'm saying? I like what he's doing. Just even his style of music. It's just like you could tell he's being himself. So like how, did you find him? And just what attracted you?
Yo, bro. So myself is like you look around you and people, influencers, whether that's rappers, whatever it may be. I always say, man, the first thing that anybody should do is sell merch. It's the easiest money maker, right? Like this is how you should fundraise for your school. Whatever you trying to do, you should do it around merch. People always buying shirts, people always using it. And so I've been following the music, right? But then I saw him in a garage with his mom and his friends and his homies all in the garage printing up the shirts, shipping out packages, right? And I had to humble myself, bro. It was like I had to step back and I literally went up there and like literally made a connection. I'm like, yo, I got before I go home, I gotta go here. So I took a day trip. Never took a day trip in my life, bro. Arrived in the morning, came back in the afternoon, caught a flight back from LA home the next day. So I went out there, man, and I just sat there and I told him, bro, I have all of the resources. I love what you're doing, bro. I'm not here for nothing other than to support you the best way I can, right? I got a few companies that'll be willing to help you on my say so. So whatever it is that you need, let me know and I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? And it was that humbling of experience. I think people were shocked that I'm in the garage, you know what I'm saying? Literally 2 days after talking about it. But that's kind of like how things have been going. And I think what he's after and the way he's doing it, the independence and, having deals and not taking them and putting your whole family and friends on around you and everything that you're doing, giving your fans the opportunity to make money with you. He's giving away his royalties of songs and stuff like that, not to companies. To think you got 100% of your royalties, he giving 85 away to the community, to his mom, to his sister, to his friends, to his daughter, and then the first people who buy an album. It's not even if you spent $1,000. If you first 50 people, you get a piece of this. So you come back in a month or two, and you might have $300 of royalties from something that you invested into because you believe in the craft, his messaging, all of that stuff all put together, man. It just felt like it was right. And because I seen them in the garage doing it, man, where do most people start out with this hustle? In the house, in the garage. You talked about some of the places you see me doing this work, like literally, So I thought like the message behind that, putting the story behind that, people seeing it, other independent artists who may not be as big, you don't need a big following to sustain your lifestyle. You just need some core followers. And I think that, he embodied all of that. So why not help drive that mission home?
That's hard, bro. I mean, that's hard. And it's like you're the one, you seen what he had going on. And just because he was genuine, just because he was putting out his content, it's just like you swooped in and you contributed to his mission. And I think that goes that can go for a lot of people. You got Stan that is out there and who made a move like that, but there's other people who are watching you. That's the main point, is there are people watching you. And so when you do something that is impactful, you never know where your help is going to come from, where assistance is going to come from. And that's dope, fam. So I love what he's doing. I love the message, and bless you for hopping on board and helping them push it forward. So yeah, bro, like what else, man? Like, it's all that good stuff going on, man. What else happening with you, man?
Man, I'm just, bro, I'm in a place right now where it's just like I'm excited, bro. I haven't been this energized in a very, very long time because, as you get out and you start doing this stuff, you just start going through the motions. But what I try to do is reinvent myself a few times. I'm trying to reinvent myself in the space. I got blanks coming out pretty soon here this summer, Active Fleece. I'm going deeper. I'm studying, garments and different things like that. I'm trying to find some more inspiration because it became just going through the motions over and over and over again, right? And then I'm also trying to put people on, like when we talk about pass the ball, I'm trying to turn this thing into a network now, and we talked about it briefly, but I'm going to be taking on my first podcast. It's not going to be myself. I'm bringing a podcast onto the channel once a week by some other content creators to give a platform to them, and to allow them to grow what they have going on the side. And I want to do that for more people. I want to get playlists, or I want to get videos from other content creators, a series of videos teaching whatever that person may be, so that they can come on the platform, they can share their information, and they can take some people back and build their own fan base, or build off of, what it is that we have here. And in the midst of doing that, what I'm going to go do is to really go out and inspire. I'm going to Honduras in the end of the month to visit some factories and stuff like that. And I want to go out and bring all of that information back so that we can put it on the platform. I'm going to have some polished content, some behind the scenes content, but who knows who's going to be the next person, the next Charles, who gets inspired by something that, we've done in the past, or I go out and I go visit Bella Canvas's factory. Who's going to be the next blank manufacturer? Bella Canvas is going to pass Gildan in 2023. Gildan made our draws. Gildan's been the biggest, blank company in forever. And here you have a company named Bella Canvas that's like the Amazon, where they're about to surpass the biggest blank manufacturer in the world, And I think those things like that are very, very inspiring. We talked about Bruce selling his company. Mark Cuban invested into a print shop recently. You think about all of this stuff, and I'm like, man, I didn't think any of this was possible. Think back 5 years ago to 2017. Man, I didn't know I would be sitting here today with 100,000 followers, but I just did the work that felt right to myself, and this is where it took me. And now for me, it's about inspiring people. I'll never be the master of everything. In fact, I don't even want to be, but I do want to bring people on and hopefully inspire somebody to say, yo, this person is doing whatever it may be, building screen print presses. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, let me go visit this screen print place and show them how it's done behind the scenes. They got a powder coating room. They got this over here. They doing that. And now that person can take that blueprint if they want to and go and build their own setup and try to make it the best that they can be. So really trying to inspire, really trying to figure out how to put more people in position to do well. I think there's definitely been a trend in this space where everybody's creating content now. And I definitely want to show the way.
That's dope, family. That's fire, bro. Well, nah, man, keep doing what you do, bro. It's a lot of exciting stuff that, is coming down your path. And keep shining the light, man. There's a lot of people who have been in this space. There's people new entering the space all the time, and need people like you to continuing, turning over the rocks, shining the light on dark spaces, and letting them know what's possible. So that's dope, family. Somebody said I almost missed y'all, didn't even give us a hand sign. Now we went on the fly, man. We went on the fly, but for sure,
no doubt.
Yeah, now we appreciate y'all tapping in, and real quick, bro, for the people who hopped on a little late, let them know again about the event, the dates, and where they can check it out.
Yeah, so we have an event coming up called Made the Hustle. It is in June 25th and 26th. It's myself, Rich from Hustle Ninjas, Alan Wade from A-Dub Productions, all about the industry. It's going to be the first one. We got company sponsors right now confirmed: Supercolor, Total Ink Solutions, and Stalls is all confirmed right now. We got a few more trickling in coming up. A great event, hands-on 2-day event in Texas, Fort Worth. I'm excited about it because it's the first of its kind for the industry here, where our community gets to get together in person. We get to network with other people. You get to meet some influencers. We're gonna have some other guests that'll be in the building as well. And I'm excited because I've been attending a lot of events recently for the last 2 years, and I always felt out of place. So I wanted to build a place where where everybody will feel welcome and inspired and kind of put together. So I'm excited about that. My man Charles just put up the link. You guys can go check it out. And other than that, man, yeah, we're just going to keep building, we're going to keep grinding, we're going to keep hustling, keep growing.
Absolutely, man. Well, 100, bro. Well, I appreciate you blessing us with the info, man. Godspeed on all your endeavors, man, what you got going on. And we'll be back again to talk to the people at some point in time. You're a regular guest here, so I appreciate you joining us, man. All right,
no doubt.
All right, man. Well, look, we're gonna catch up in a minute, bro. I appreciate it. All right, T-shirt millionaires, many blessings, family. Make sure y'all go tap in with Stan. Y'all know he's a leader in our space. Someone who people come to for advice, for guidance, for wisdom, for understanding, and he's doing a lot for our community. To really help us grow. And when it comes down to helping us grow, you can say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's to help us get more revenue, or maybe it's to help us understand different techniques to get our brand off the ground or whatever it is. But remember, man, this guy he talked about, when he first started, it was like helping people get, few $100, you know what I'm saying, to be able to just bring it to your household, to change their life, because he remember how it was for him. So, big shout out to Stan. If y'all don't follow him, go holler at him on his show on his channel. T-shirt Side Hustle. He's crossed over 100K views. He's the reason why I do YouTube. And many blessings to what he got going on, and many blessings to y'all. So make sure y'all tap in. Again, I'm just gonna put the link up one more time. It's Made to Hustle Live. Made to Hustle.live. So make sure y'all check in. Made to Hustle.live. And to the next one, man. Be blessed, y'all. I know that we haven't been on this specific platform as much, but there's gonna be some things, we'll figure it out. How to get some more content and things moving. And until then, make sure y'all follow on the Instagram and other pages. And as I always say, many blessings. If you can see it with your mind's eye, one day you're gonna be able to see it with your real eyes, man. Peace, man. I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Many blessings.